Hey there, it's Todd from Track Trophies Racing checking in for our mid/late season update. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you guys, just in terms of where the team's at, give you a little more color on the reports you've seen already from our opener at Carolina Motorsports Park, our next race at Atlanta Motorsports Park. And unless you follow us on Facebook, you haven't heard a whole lot about our results last month at Carolina Motorsports Park. So I wanted to bring you up to speed on that. I want to talk about our next race in December at Barber Motorsports Park, share a little bit about what we got planned for 2025, which there's some pretty cool things coming, and also just a personal message from me to close. So just to bring you up to speed real quick, if you haven't been following us on social, I wanted to talk about our first race this year at Carolina Motorsports Park. This is year two of a full year race season for us, as you know, as a grassroots team competing primarily in the Lucky Dog Racing League series. We have continued to grow as a team, continued to mature as a team. We've also had some challenges as a team that we have pragmatically, I think, approached and worked to solve for. And these things have helped us become better as a team, as individual drivers, / crew chief, / pit crew members, / mechanics, / CFOs for me anyway, paying bills. So at the opener this year, you may or may not know, we have completely, at that point, retrofitted our car with a completely new drivetrain, from the engine to the transmission to drive shaft, you name it. We'd made some other slight modifications to the race car, but primarily literally did heart replacement surgery, new transmission, new drive shaft. And multiple other components in the car were replaced. We had a pretty good first outing to start the season at CMP. We did have some challenges that at the time we thought were purely electrical. We thought they were related to our harness. We found a couple of points where at least the plumbing to the fuel system from an electrical perspective was rubbing against one of our NACA duct tubes going to the driver's seat for cooling. This is the kind of crazy stuff you uncover when you're racing cars, and thought that we had solved the problem. However, we had not. So those gremlins continued to haunt us in our first race. We did finish both days under checkered, but way out of podium contention and well outside of the top 10. So for our summer race going into Atlanta Motorsports Park, which of course is our home track, or one of our home tracks in addition to Road Atlanta, we felt pretty good about the level of preparation, the changes / improvements we'd made to the race car. And going in on Saturday, we were running very well. We were well entrenched in the top 10. And unfortunately, we had one of our drivers had a up close and personal event take place with the wall, and that, while only doing some cosmetic damage to a race car, in race car terms anyway, destroyed our steering rack. And so, when you're trying to find a replacement steering rack for an E46 BMW and you're in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, that takes some time. So after about a 5-hour round trip, we did source a new steering rack. By midnight-ish, we had replaced that steering rack. Thanks to Jay, our race engineer, completed a complete old-school garage alignment on the car. Went back out on Sunday, and with the threat of rain looming all day and actually having some rain come later in the day, still ran very well until the fuel system issues that had plagued us at CMP came back. And while running third in class, that's a podium, we had to retire the car after 7 hours and 40 some odd minutes. So with about 15 minutes left in what looked to be a relatively easy trot to a podium finish for the first time for our team, we had to retire the car. The car was running, but you have to remember when you're racing at this level, when a car is having any kind of difficulty and it can't maintain speed, it becomes a danger to both the driver of the car as well as the other drivers on the track. And we made the very difficult decision to simply retire the car and begin preparing for the September Carolina Motorsports Park race. We felt we had isolated the problem, which was primarily related to we run dual fuel pumps. One fuel pump was giving us trouble. We've since replaced it. Going into CMP in September, we again felt really good. We had a new driver to our mix from the Team 9 Blinker team, a guy named Johnny Chin, who's a great driver in his own right. We ran very good at CMP and ultimately finished on Sunday out of a 61 car field with an 8th place overall finish and a 4th in class finish. We would have had a legitimate shot and run at a podium finish had it not been for one last unplanned pit stop. Again, because of fueling, but not because of anything materially, broken in our fuel, system, if you will. We simply figured out that we can only really run about an hour 40, hour 45 before we simply run out of fuel. And so, again, it's one of those things that you learn when you're pushing a car at this level, when you're pushing a car to its limits. So we topped off on fuel. Still had a great finish, 8th overall, 4th in class. I'm super happy with that. Going into our final race this year, which is our December race at Barber Motorsports Park, we are very, very confident. This is December 14th and 15th. If you're interested in following, the race, or certainly come hang out with us at Barber. We feel really good about that one. There's really nothing for us to do to the car. There's no material upgrades. There's no material things that we need to replace or repair. We now know and will build our strategy around the fuel consumption rate of the car. And really are looking forward to this race. The cooler weather, first time racing at Barber. We're shooting for a podium, nothing less. Right, so we are going to be very focused and very tuned in as we head into that race here to wrap up the year. So real quick as I close here, for 2025, we've got some pretty cool stuff in store. We are going to run a limited Champ Car schedule in 2025. We, in addition to Bimmer World, who has just been an absolute fantastic partner this year, we would not have been able to run as effectively as we've run and made as many changes to the car without their support. So thank you to Bimmer World, specifically to Patrick, who's been a great partner there. We hope to announce a new partnership soon with another sponsor, potentially as soon as Barber, that I think you're going to be really interested to hear and learn more about, and potentially for the 2025 season as we move into Champ Car. There's a chance we're going to dip our toes into World Racing League, WRL racing territory at some point in 2025. If not in 25, we do have our sights set on fielding a WRL car in 2026. It may or may not be our current car, but as we continue to mature as drivers and progress in our capabilities, we want to continue to challenge ourselves by moving up the rungs, if you will, of the ladder to more and more competitive racing. With Champ Car being an intermediate step, WRL being the next step, and from there we actually have bigger plans as a racing team, as a racing organization. But that's going to require a lot of things to fall into place. So I'm going to keep that one somewhat secret for now and hopefully can share more with that as we go. But hey, look, if you followed us this far, if you've listened this far, thank you so much. You are very valuable to our team. Your feedback, just the simple likes, the follows on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, they are very meaningful to our team. It only takes a click from you, but I can tell you that with our drivers, the folks that support the team, the incredible amount of logistics that have to go into hosting, or not hosting, but supporting a race weekend. Everybody here loves to see that. Please continue doing so. We would love to watch or have you follow our live stream. We would love to have you at an event. If you want to meet up with us, just send me a message. We're happy to accommodate you. And with that, I'm going to stop talking. I've taken a lot of air out of the room virtually and literally here in my office. But again, I want to thank you for being someone that follows Track Trophies Racing, what we're doing as a team, supporting us all as a team and as individuals, and continue to look forward, to seeing your likes and your comments and your feedback and your outreach as we finish 2024 and move into 25. Signing off. Take care.